Start. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kotaro Ishibashi. I'm a master student of Tokyo University of the Arts. And my major is art management, especially in participatory music project. Yeah, nice to meet you. Today, I'd like to talk about the project in Tokyo, which I am engaging in. The title of my presentation is Rethinking the Concept of Participation in Music, the case study of Senju Dajare Music Festival. The contents of my presentation are there. At first, I'd like to talk about backgrounds of my presentation. These days, practices which are aimed at creating music beyond the border between professionals and non-professionals are increasing all over the world. Many of them use the method of contemporary music and experimental music and are oriented to folk music rooted in ordinary life. And they overlap music education, music therapy, and community music, which regard the creativity of participants as important. Besides, they are sometimes held in the frame of socially engaged art project, and art festival. And it is necessary to make people participate in music to hold such a collaborative project, but there are few studies about the structure of participation in such a project. This research explores the concept of participation in collaborative music. And I'd like to analyze the Senju Dajare Music Festival, the participatory project of creative music in Japan, Tokyo, especially focusing on the history of the project and the structure of participation. Okay, from here I will outline the case of this research. Senju Dajare Music Festival is a project to explore Dajare music with a composer Makoto Nomura and Dajare Music Community Band, who gathered through open calls. It is held as a part of Art Access Adachi Downtown Senju Connecting Through Sound Art. It is the project which holds a variety of art programs under the theme of sound in cooperation with Tokyo Metropolitan Government, Arts Council Tokyo, Adachi City, Tokyo University of the Arts, and LPO. And it is held in Senju area, the northern part of Tokyo. There is Shinjuku, Ueno, and Senju is there. It is surrounded by two rivers. And Makoto Nomura is a composer of contemporary music in Japan. He uses the method of collaborative composition, and he has held various kind of projects around the world. For example, Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, England, and Italy. And he collaborates with diverse people, for example, musicians in various genres, children, old people, people with disabilities, office workers, and teenagers. Okay, diverse people participate in Dajare Music Community Band. Their ages are from 20s to 80s. And their jobs are very diverse. For example, university students, composer, instrument makers, office workers, graphic designers, and so on. And non-professionals and professionals are mixed in this band. And Dajare music is the fusion of pants. It is called Dajare in Japanese, and music. In Japan, men of middle age tend to say Dajare frequently. But many people don't like that. Yeah. In this music, we combine word and word and find out word from word, and we think the way of playing music from these words. For example, there is a Dajare music which called domino daoshi. It has the meaning of domino toppling. If the conductor says do, the performer says the tone name do. If conductor says mi, the performer plays the tone mi. And if conductor says no, it means no. So the performers play tone except do and mi. And da means percussion in Japanese. So if conductor says da, the performer plays percussion or some percussive sound. And oshi means, oh, what a shame and what a regrettable in Japanese. So if the conductor says oshi, the performer play solo of regrettable sound. And here is movies of this performance. This is do. This is mi. This is no. This is percussion. Something like this. Yeah. Yeah. And about this project, Makoto said like this. It is a little long, but I will read this. It is necessary to break the wall which I might build. I should throw my little achievement and prize away little by little, and to gather my courage to make a step. I should talk with people over my wall. Who are there over the wall? Office workers who can't be free from hard work in companies? What can I share with them? How is the wall between men who are isolated because of corny jokes, like Dajare, and me? I want to beyond the wall I made in myself by the project connecting Dajare and art. I had decided to launch Senju Dajare Music Festival. And he says like this, when we make ideas from Dajare, the objects which are logically unrelated can be lined, and an unexpected combination can arise. When I think so, I feel possibilities more and more in this method. And in the modern society, which has various kinds of divides, Nomura desired to make a collaborative composition with men of middle age, whom he doesn't usually meet. Besides, Dajare has the function to connect words which have unrelated meanings but similar pronouns. So the purpose of this project is to cross various kinds of borders in words, meanings, cultures, and people. From here, I will describe the brief story of this project through my experience on fieldwork, management, and performance, especially focusing on the changes of the way of participation. The first concert was the professional concert. Furo means bus, public bus in Japanese. So this concert is held in public bus. This is Dajare. Yes. The players from children to adults were gathered through open calls for this concert, and some players are the participants of the past project of Art Access Adachi. And after that, the group to explore Dajare music with Nomura has established as Dajare Music Community Band. And they hold small workshops and compose some new Dajare music with Nomura. In March 2013, the first regular concert was held. They performed new Dajare music composed in past workshops, and they collaborated with various genres of professional musicians, Western classical music, jazz, or Japanese traditional music. And after 2013, the Senju Dajare Music Festival began to make international collaborations. In November 2013, they invited an Indonesian composer, Mehmet Chairu Slamet, who composed music for 70,000 people in Indonesia, and held a concert with them in Senju, Japan. And the band collaborated with him and gamelan players and Japanese traditional musicians, and they played his music composed for this concert. And in March 2014, they invited a Thai ethnomusicologist, Anand Nakon. Yeah, you know him very well. Yeah, the band collaborated with him and Japanese traditional musicians, and they made new Dajare music together. And in October 2014, we held a big concert called 1,010 People in Senju. The name of the area where this project is held is Senju, and it has another meaning of the number 1,010. It is also Dajare. So that's why we gathered 1,010 people for this concert. The instrumentation were guitars, brasses, woodwinds, recorders, melodicas, djembes, roof tiles, kitchenwares, gamelan, pipa, paper airplane, baseball players, rope skippers, and so on. So non-musical act include this concert. And most of them were gathered through open calls. And the member of Dajare Music Community Band played their roles as part leaders and led the practices. To realize this concert, another group to collect 1,010 people was established from the band. They planned some workshop related to this concert and advertised for music groups and instrumental shops and other local groups. And in December 2015, some of the members visited Bangkok and collaborated with Thai people. They made improvisation with young musicians in Thailand, and this is Museum Siam. And taught the traditional music each other with the university students who major the education of Thai traditional music, and participated in the opera concert performed by children and the university students of this school, this institute. And after that, we hold a lecture and concert in Senju to report these collaborations. And in August 2016, we hold the first annual conference on Dajare music. And in this conference, each of the members of the band held workshops in which participants can experience many aspects of Dajare music. They could make their workshop as they like. And 7 new members participated in the band through this event. And in October 2016, the band made performance in another local music festival without without any professional musicians, without Nomura. And in December 2016, the band visited Yogyakarta in Indonesia and collaborated with Indonesian people. The band held workshops and concerts with the students of the National Indonesia University of the Arts and the villagers in Jatinong village. New members who participated from the first annual conference also joined in this this tour. After that, we also hold the concert in Senju to report this visit. And in August 2017, the second annual conference on Dajari music was held. New members who participated in this band after the first annual conference also held workshops as they like. And in February 2018, the second regular concert is going to be held. And in 2019, 1,010 people in Senju is going to be held again. From here, I will analyze the change of the way of participation in Senju Dajari Music Festival. In the first period, in the event in the first period, such as professional concert or the first regular concert, the organizers encouraged people to participate in Dajari Music Community Band, like this figure. However, from the second period, such as International Exchange Project or 1,010 people in Senju, the method of collaboration became deeper and wider, and the members of the band have gradually come to make frameworks and situations to induce people to participate in this project. Yes, like this figure. And besides, from the third period, such as the first annual conference or the visit to Indonesia, people who joined the band in this way would also come to encourage people's participation. Yeah, like this figure. Sorry. I'd like to call this structure the nested structure of participation. In this structure, the borders between hosts and guests, subject and object, and participants and non-participants become so ambiguous. The structure of Dajari music, which has leaps of meanings and connects them, seems to enable this structure. This structure is like this. Yes. And there has been a great discussion about the concept of participation in music, especially in the field of ethnomusicology. Thomas Turino suggested the concept of participatory music, which has its purpose rooted in a specific culture to make people participate in music. He said like this, the goals, values, practices, and styles of actors within a given field are shaped by their conceptions of the ideologies and context of reception and the purpose of music within that field. And the ethnomusicologist Charles Kyle suggested the concept of participatory discrepancies, which claims that the discrepancies between players generate a groove rooted in specific culture, and it makes people participate in music. He said like this, the presence of shared tradition and ever-deepening sense of certain ways in which rights, skills and events, craft and culture are connected in public space and time. And however, in these models, the way people who don't share specific cultures participate in music is not clear. So I'd like to propose new models of the concept of participation that do not depend on one specific culture by people with diverse backgrounds. And the nested structure of participation might be one of them, and it urges us to rethink the concept of participation in music. Yes, this presentation describes the change of the structure of Senju Music Festival and suggested a new model of participation. However, some questions are remained. What made them participate in this project, and how they communicate in music? To answer these projects, further researches are required. I'd like to analyze interviews of participants and interactions during the performance. References are these. Thank you for listening.
Cool. Thank you, Kotaro. For right now, I will have a lot of the like a participatory music because of our school also work a lot. We get more the Irish people to interest in deeply music. By the way, so, thank you very much, Kotaro. Any people have remark or some comment, please? Welcome. Okay,
I just wonder that did the conductor let the audience to conduct the band?
Sorry, again, please.
There was any occasion that the conductor invite the audience to conduct the band?
Yes, in some concerts, there is some situation like that.
Like participants lead the band sometimes.
And in some concerts, the players down to the audiences.
I see. Okay. Any question? Please, you're welcome. I have, by the way. And how the participant thinking about the workshop or some concert when they what is the experience that they receive?
Yes, they said at first they are the guest of this project, but now they are the host of this project, and make people participate in music is to make people participate in this project is the most important purpose to engaging in this project for me. And so every participant say like that.
How did they feel? Is it easy or hard or something difficult? Most people can do in the activity or not?
Some of them feel difficulty of the activities because there are professional musicians and non-professional musicians. So in some concerts, the professional musicians lead the full performance, but it is needed to keep equality of the band. So it is very difficult to behave in such band. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. It means that everybody in the band can share the musical idea and something when they have a workshop. So please.
So maybe you know the Otomojushi.
I know him. Of course.
Tomomi Adachi.
Of course.
Two people. These two are working the same thing, like a participant. They have some kind of outdoor event, like some collective musician from around so many places. So and maybe in the same thought as the Makoto Nomura.
Yeah, and
what do you think?
And in this Art Access Adachi, we invited both Otomo Yoshide and Adachi Tomomi and held concert. Yes, but there are very few musicians to do activity like this in Japan. So maybe it is the main three people, yeah, to
And
musicians.
there are some other composers who do something like this.
Mainly by these
Mainly
three,
by-
yeah, three people.
Me too.
Okay, please.
So this is the first time I heard about the
Yes.
Senju Music Festival.
Yes.
So how popular it is in the whole of Japan, or is it only in some parts of
It is not so popular in whole Japan, but some TV programs, yeah, come to our activities and it's broadcasted, and of course the people in contemporary music or contemporary art world know this project. Yes.
In your research, do you also know of other countries who have this kind of the same model of participation?
Yes, I'm really interested in the activities of other countries, and for example, in England there are so many community music programs like Nigel Osborne. So I'm very interested in such activities.
Dr. Claire?
Yeah, sorry for my ignorance. I just want to understand a little bit about the structure of the music.
Yes.
Do you mind going back to the slide where you have the do, mi?
Okay.
Yeah, before this one.
Okay.
So how long can the performance last? I mean, you just play around with this, is it?
Yes.
So how long can you keep doing that?
So in the end of this performance, we imitate the domino trophy. Yes. Sorry, please wait for a minute. Like this. This movement imitates the domino trophy. So if the conductor says domino daoshi, so all the performers behave like this, and the performance will be end.
Sorry, that means how long can it last? Maximum 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
This performance is 3 minutes.
Do you fix that this piece have to play 30 seconds or can be play how long or depend on the context or situation?
Yeah, depends on situation.
Something like that. So please.
I think my question is something related to
Claire.
your question.
Yes.
I think I'm more interested in looking at the structures of the performance and the engagement itself. Say we have a performance here, something dealing with choreography and a lot of movements
Yes.
and that kinds of engagements. I'm more interested in what you say of the participants, of how this performer and this conductor how they engage, how
Okay.
they participate, that kind of situations. Perhaps in the future you could
Okay.
emphasize more about these participants in terms of the working process.
For example, in the concert 1010 people in Senju, there are baseball players and groups keepers and something like that. So if the baseball player throws a ball, some of the part imitate the track of the ball. Phew, boom, few boom. So in this music, the behavior becomes the conductor. Yes. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's maybe have to some leader when they have to work in the project or some pieces. It depends on the how can decide how long or how long the piece that they are going to perform. So something like that. For example, in this in tonight's performance at the Symposium performance, we have the one piece is a graphic score, but our PGVIM thinker is like an aged project, our project. They have to interpreting of the score, and then they try to manage the time. Okay, but by the way, we have the conductor to give them a cue.
Yeah.
Something like that.
In our performance, some performers have the conductor, but the other performers have no conductors. So they are all for free improvisation. So they feel the finish of the performance, each other. Yes.
So if you have any question, we can talk later because in this fruitful symposium, by the way. And today, thank you, Kotaro.
Okay,
Thank you very much for
much.
sharing your music.